Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you have been following along, you know my recent nights have been a bit of a quiet grind. Just me, some coffee, and a lot of documentation. Tonight, I'm shifting gears from the feeling of studying to the result of it. I recently passed the GitHub Actions GH-200 certification. Now, whether you're already in a DevOps role and looking to sharpen your automation game, or you are a beginner just trying to figure out which skills matter in the real world, this video is for you. I wanted to share why I chose this specific path and break down the logistics of the exam so you don't have to guess if it's worth your time. So, the main question, why GitHub Actions? For those in the DevOps field, know that automation is the heart of what they do. I chose this because GitHub is where code lives. So it only makes sense that the pipeline should live there too. I needed to move past basic workflow into the enterprise level scaling. For the beginners, if you're looking at the mountain of things to learn in tech, GitHub Actions is the great entry point. It's practical, it's visual, and it's a skill that almost every modern company is looking right now. It was not just a late night project, it was a strategic move. Let's look at the actual logistic of the exam. When you are looking at the certification like GH-200, the first thing you want to know is what you are actually signing up for. It is an intermediate level exam designed for those who already have a grip on the basics but are ready to prove they can handle real world automation. Here is the quick breakdown of what to expect. You will have 100 minutes to complete it. It sounds like a lot, but when you are deep in the logic of complex workflows, those minutes move fast. It costs around 99 USD, which makes it very accessible professional investment compared to some of the heavier DevOps certification out there. There are around 60 questions, a mix of multiple choice and multiple select. And here is the best part. There is no negative marking, so you can follow your best technical intuition on every single one. You are aiming for 70% to see that pass screen. You can take it online from the comfort of your home or at a test center if you prefer a more formal environment. Once you earn it, the certification is valid for 24 months. I know looking at a list of numbers can feel a bit dry, especially late at night. But knowing these numbers details took the misery out of it from me. It transformed it from a scary exam into just another technical problem to be solved. Now, while we are talking about actions tonight, it's important to see where it fits in the bigger picture. GitHub has built a full ecosystem of certifications. If you are just starting out or looking at other areas, I've already made deep dive videos on GitHub Foundations and GitHub Copilot. You can find those on my channel to help you decide which path to take after you master actions. Beyond the syllabus, I want to talk about the actual experience of sitting for this exam. I chose to take the GH-200 from home. If you have ever taken a Microsoft certification exam, you will feel right at home. The platform and the interface are very similar. But be prepared for the check-in process. Since it is a proctored exam, they are strict. You will need to provide a valid ID and do a full 360-degree scan of your room with your camera to ensure your workspace is clear. It can be a bit nerve-wracking if it's your first time, but once the proctor gives the green light, it's just you and the questions. In my experience, having the quiet familiar environment at home helped me stay focused, especially when tackling the more complex multiple select scenarios. Now, how do you actually prepare for those questions? I broke my journey into three simple phases. Step 1, study. Don't just skim. Deep dive into the official GitHub documentation. Understand the syntax, the events, and the specific limit of the platform. You can use Udemy, an official learning path for studying. You can also refer to some free YouTube videos. I will provide all the links in the description box. You can check them out. Step 2, practice. This is the most important part. You have to get your hands dirty, build real workflows, fail them, fix them, and understand why they broke. Step 3, mock test. Once you feel confident, put yourself under the clock. Use mock exams to get used to the wording of the questions and the 100-minute time limit. In Udemy, there are many practice sets available. Make use of them. If you want free, use AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini to generate questions. Following this path, turn the theory into muscle memory, which is exactly what you need when the exam timer starts ticking. Now, let's talk about the real world value of this certification. Yes, it looks great on resume, and it might even be the thing that gets your foot in the door for a new role. But the real bonus happens when you are actually in the room, either in an interview or a high stakes architectural meeting. When you study for the GH-200, you pick up those 2 or 3 things that deep dive into the why of automation. If you're already in a DevOps role, this gives you a massive confidence. When your team starts discussing things like self-hosted runners versus GitHub hosted runners or how to manage environment secrets securely, you are not just guessing. You know exactly how it works. You can speak with authority because you have seen the under the hood logic that this exam tests. In the end, the certificate is the proof, but the knowledge is your edge. It's the difference between just running a pipeline and owning this infrastructure. That is my honest take on the GitHub Actions certification. Whether you are doing this for the resume boost or to gain the technical confidence in your current role, it's a journey worth taking. Now, if this debrief saved your time or helped you map out your next career move, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that this session was actually worth showing to other engineers. And if you want to stay in the loop for the rest of my certification journey, hit subscribe and join the community. I'm putting a lot of effort into these guides, and having you here make it worth it. If you have any questions about the specific topics or how I handle the study grind, drop them in the comments. I will be hanging out there with my coffee. Good night for now. Keep growing, and I will see you in the next one.